trolls throwing shots on the gram. I smile, hater, drive another Benz off of the lot. No miles, hater. Went from going out doing stick-ups with known robbers to handcuff the front of the judge on more charges. Coming from a place where these kids had no father, so you know I ain't got nothing in common with no.
Good morning, family. It's your buddy, the 14th Prime, and today, first thing in the morning, happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of you. So we have a new look at the DK77 SUPERION DNA kit. So what this is basically is, as you can tell by the title, it's just the an upgrade kit for the Transformers Age of the Prime SUPERION. Again, this is DK77 SUPERION upgrade kit. And it says that they make the jets fly higher than before. And thanks to @928 Toys Laboratory, we have some new in-hand images of the fully upgraded Aerialbot team that makes the difference in better proportions, improved articulation, and more detailed parts. So let's look at it, okay? So apparently what it does is it adds height to the calves. It adds new foot components. It increases the height by 3 centimeters. Such a vast difference. Solving the problem of the lower limbs appearing too short and visually too thin after the combination. A pair of enlarged articulated fists, a new weapon attachment is greatly improving the visual balance. New chest armor, faithful to the G1 design, and players can choose their own options. Players is not a game, but that's what they put in the description. You can see this on tformers.com. It is the very first thing at the top. Now, what I wanted to get into, this is the space inside of the skull can accommodate a 7mm magnetic light, and it's worth trying. So, but obviously he does come with 2 different heads. He comes with 2 new shin guards to go in front of him. He's got like new feet pieces, and I'll show images of this the entire time while I'm talking about it. But here's my question. Is he really that bad? Is he really that boring as he is? Like, that's the only thing I do not get when it comes to, like, holding it in hand, like looking at this on the camera. It does look rather stumpy. You know what I mean? Like the same way when we saw Bruticus and we thought that he was too small or too, just too small, like stumpy looking. Looking at this, like right now, as I'm making this appears to be the same way, but in hand, to me, he's tall enough. To me, he's fine. Again, he wasn't like one of my favorites, but it just so happened that when I was on vacation the week that I found this guy, I was able to find the whole set in a weekend. So I was like, why not pick him up? I like to find them like that. You know what I mean? Like I know everybody does their pre-orders and then just waits for another piece and waits for another piece or whatever. I like for everything to be out first and then go for the hunt. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of more fun to me. I'm saying for me, it's more fun to just go find them all once they're all out. But until, who are we waiting on? Well, who are y'all waiting on? Because I'm not doing Defensor. I got one right there and he's ridiculously sized. But we still got to wait for Defensor, maybe an Abominus, and maybe Predaking. We'll see as time goes on. And of course, the Nexus Combiner. We'll see what happens with that. But again, to me, like this one might not, I don't know. I think he's the most boring of them. And no shade to the toy. It's a great toy. It's articulatedly great. Like it's fun to animate, which y'all have never seen because I kept that stop motion in my personal files. But I never had a problem with, how the legs look. Now, I know that in some of the cartoons or whatever, in some of the early days, the planes, just like with Menasor, there was, errors in the animation. So like with Menasor, the cars appeared on the front. Or, then sometimes they were on the back. Same thing with the planes. Sometimes the planes were on the front, like, say, with Combiner Wars. And then sometimes they were on the back. Whatever, that really never bothered me. I just liked the whole idea of all of these vehicles coming together to make one giant vehicle. But with him, I could just kind of feel like, I don't know, he's not bland. He's boring. That's the word I'm looking for. He's just slightly boring. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a whole lot going on. It's all 5 planes. Whereas, like, I don't know. I guess, like, with Menasor, you had 4 stunt cars and a tractor trailer. Or with, like, Devastator, you have, 6 different construction vehicles. Abominus, you've got 6 different creatures. You know what I mean? Or with Defensor, you have, you know, the fire truck, the helicopter, a motorcycle, a police car, and you know what I mean? Whereas with Superion, it's 5 planes, point blank period. And then an extendable plane piece that never happened. But either way, we still enjoyed it. We still enjoyed the hunt of collecting all of them. Now, here's my question for you. There's also, I saw Super Robot Ed put up a video this morning, but I didn't get a chance to watch it yet because it's still extremely early in my world. I know it's 11 a.m. That's early. But I saw Super Robot Ed had put up that there's a new kit for Nexus. And I will be checking that out and maybe making a video about that later on. But as of now, I came in here this morning and Superion was just on my desk begging for me to talk about this new DNA kit. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of DNA kits because I feel as though what I paid for the toy is all I should pay. Oh, shout out to the gentleman that sent me the DNA kit for the Seekers. Deeply appreciated. I will be putting that together at some point in life. Soon, I'll put it that way. I'll be putting that together soon. But with Superion, out of what we have so far, like, and then, okay, look at Bruticus. You get a tank, you get an armored truck, you get a space shuttle, a helicopter, and you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many different components. Wait, tank, helicopter, space shuttle, armored truck. What am I missing? Where is it? Where are you? And a Jeep, Swindle, duh, because it took so long for everyone to finally get to see him. I forgot they existed. Mine is hidden behind Unicron. But I think that's what makes Superion the most boring of all of the combiners so far. Because like I said, having just 5 planes, that's it. Now, what I could do is break him down. And the fun fact is ever since once I put him together, I have yet to take him apart and like appreciate each single robot for whom they are and as they are. And I want to, I plan on it. Maybe today, I've got some other things I've got to do, but maybe today I will take them apart and appreciate each one. That's one of the things I think as a collector that we don't do. We're so in a rush to get the next one and to get the next one and to get the next one and to get the next package that the package that we just got, we don't really get a chance to appreciate what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes we just need to slow down, pump the brakes and wait and slow down and just say, you know what? I'm going to play with this dedicated toy or whatever today, or, you know, for the next hour, or take this one around with me in the house or whatever. And, you know, but us, we are so quick to be like, okay, I got to get the next one, got to get the next one. And then we stand them up on the shelf or in your room or wherever at your office on your desk. And then he just kind of stays there until you get the next one. And then that one replaces that one. And then you never really like, to me, I just think that for me, I like to come in here and just grab one. And you know what I mean? And spend a good bit of quality time with them. You know, I don't do reviews. I might pick a toy up and like show it off or pick it up and like do a short with it or whatever. But 9 out of 10, that's the toy of the day. You know what I mean? That's why I hashtag the today's fave, which belongs to me. So either way, when you look at all the combiners so far, who do you think is the most boring of all of them? Who do you think is the one that, out of all of them, like who's your favorite combiner that you either have or even don't have, or that you plan on getting? And do you feel the same way as I do that Superion is just a little bit bland, and regardless of what kit you put on him, he's still going to be Superion. He's still going to be just a little bit bland. Oh, I know who we're waiting on. Computron. We're waiting on that Computron to be redone at some point. And I'm still working on my custom, he's behind me. Still working on him. There he is right there. Which he is coming out great. I did the legs in a deep white. And I did the other parts of his body in deep white. I got to go over the wings again. But save myself some money on that one. And time. Because Computron hasn't even been announced yet. So I took, like I said, if you're new to the channel, let me explain to you what happened when I had the Combiner Wars Superion, and I had an extra Rekgar, and I had an extra G2 Menasor leg. I went ahead and repurposed all of them into the Technobots. And because the weekend that I bought that Superion, I was like, I don't need 2 Superions. So I painted him into Computron. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's early. Enjoy this video. Drink your coffee while you're watching it or whatever. We will be back later on this afternoon. I am doing a couple shorts. I am going to do I do have a stop motion coming. And because I've said it out loud, now you know I have to release it. So you will be getting a stop motion. You will be getting a couple shorts today besides this video. And it's Final Fantasy Friday. And y'all know what happens on Final Fantasy Friday when my wife says, hey, I'm done for the day, and she comes out of that room right next to me. I close this room down. And hashtag FFFFF begins. And that stands for hashtag Fun Friday Final Fantasy Fan Fiction Friday. It's your buddy, the 14th Prime. We'll be back later on. Again, y'all enjoy this Friday. We are just getting started.